Do you struggle to really connect with your intuition, to listen to your intuition? Have you regretted not listening to your intuition or your gut feeling when it's told you to do something or not do something and you've completely ignored it and done the opposite? In this video, I'm going to show you a really simple way to learn to connect with your intuition and to learn to trust yourself when it comes to your inner voice. And that is by using the tarot. The tarot aren't just cards that are there for reading your future and even just helping you make decisions about things. They help you tune into your intuition because you need your intuition to actually read them. And they're a fun way to learn to work with your intuition. Now, my name is Sandra. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. And when I first started practicing witchcraft over 35 years ago, I bought myself my first tarot pack. And I tried to read the tarot with them, and I was not very good because well, at first, like everybody, I had to look up the book. But even when I knew all of the meanings, I still couldn't read the cards very well because I was thinking about it and not connecting to my intuition because I didn't know how. And it wasn't until I learned further along my path from a tarot teacher how to read the tarot using my intuition. And after I started doing that, I started to learn how to listen to my intuition in general. It was something that just followed on from reading the cards. Even just reading the cards for myself, I found my intuition was getting better and better, and I was able to trust it more and more. So in this video, I want to show you how you can do that with the tarot cards for your own enhancement of your intuition. Now, if you are interested in reading the cards on an intuitive basis, I do have a free masterclass called How to Read the Tarot with Ease. There's a link in the description field below this video, and you can also find it on my website, mysterywitchschool.com, under my freebies tab. So there's three things I'm going to talk about in this video to help you enhance your intuition through reading the tarot. The first is learning to shift from thinking to feeling. The second is letting the imagery speak to you. And the third is staying open and curious about what the cards may be trying to tell you. So let's start with the first tip. Shift from thinking to feeling. Now, I have a couple of cards here from two different decks. One is the Waite-Smith deck and the other is the Hekate deck. Now, these are the same card, as in they're the Six of Pentacles, but of course they look quite different because they're different decks. Now, I know what the meaning of the Six of Pentacles is intellectually. It is about giving and receiving. So the intellect will come in when you see the card and go, oh, this is about giving and receiving. But how is it about that? Are you the one giving or are you the one receiving? And these pictures are pretty similar. You have here a man there dishing out coins to two people who are kneeling. So they look like they're beggars and that this person's a wealthier person. And in this card, you've got the same. You've got a woman there with a child on her back and she looks quite poor. And the two people dishing out the money do appear to be more wealthy. So they're very similar in their imagery. But when you look at these cards, a different feeling will come up because the images are different. So if you are going with feeling, what do you feel when you see this card? Now, it will be different every time you look at it. And when it appears in a reading with other cards, you're going to feel differently about it each time it appears in a spread. And that's what's so great about working with feeling, is it's not going to be the same all the time. You're not going to see the card and go, okay, this is about giving and receiving, intellect. You're going to feel, how does this card make me feel? Do I feel excited because it's about receiving money? I'm feeling a bit excited about this. It could mean that the card is saying that you're going to be receiving money. Or maybe you're feeling really good about giving money, for example. It depends on the reading and how you feel. The same with this card here. You may feel that this is about giving charity and about giving to somebody, someone who needs it. Or you may feel that you're the woman with the child, that you're begging in some way for it, or you're feeling so down and out that you're just wanting the money to come to you and feeling maybe a little on the desperate side. It really just depends on how you feel when you first look at the card. I have two other cards here that are the same card again, the Two of Wands, but they're a little different in feeling. This card here, the character on this card looks quite strong. They're considering the globe that they're holding in the palm of their hand, the world in the palm of their hand, but they seem to be quite well off. They're on top of a castle of some sort, and they feel that they are on top of things. They're just needing to make a decision or thinking about possibilities. And that's what it feels like in this card. I always feel quite confident when I look at the Two of Wands in this deck. But in this deck, I don't feel so confident because the character in this deck is looking a little, well, he's looking a little frustrated. He's looking a bit tired, like he's tired of trying to figure out which way to go. He looks exhausted, really. Like he's trying to figure out the direction, but he just can't. It's almost like he's just, I've got to have a rest here. I've got to think about things here. He's not looking confident. He's not looking like he's holding the world in the palm of his hands. And so it feels different when you're working with this deck and this card comes up than when the Waite-Smith card comes up. So go into the feeling of your cards, even if you just go through each of your cards and look at them, and what do you feel when you look at them? And where's that feeling coming from? You're probably feeling it in the heart chakra more than anything. Sometimes you might feel it in the solar plexus or one of the other chakras, depending on how it's resonating with you. But often it's in the heart chakra. And if you're not sure about what the card feels like, just put your hand on your heart and look at the card, and that feeling will come to you. Now the second one is to let the imagery speak to you. So coming back to the Six of Pentacles, what does that imagery say to you? It's saying, is it saying that you're giving money, or that the person you're reading for is very generous, they're very well off, they're able to give a lot, they're a very giving person? Is it saying that you're going to be receiving money from a source that is much more expanded than you are? What is it saying to you? What's the imagery saying to you? Is it telling you that maybe you've got a bit of a poverty mentality, that why aren't you stepping into this version of yourself? You're still in this version of yourself. What does the imagery say to you at the time you look at the card? Because it's going to be different every time you look at it. What's the first thing you notice when you look at this card this time when you read it? You might notice the pentacles first, or you might notice the guy dishing out the money first, or you may notice one of the poor people first. It'll be different every time you pull the card. You're going to look at it differently and notice something different about it. And that's the thing to go with. If it's the pentacles that you're noticing, your focus is on money. It's focused on resources more than anything. If you're noticing the one handing out the money, then it might be focusing you to, well, how can you expand your money? You know, if you spend your money and give your money, you know, how does that make you feel? How does that help you? It might come up in a reading where it's saying that maybe you're too generous and you're giving things. It might just be money, it could be any material item or even your time, in a way that's exhausting you. If it comes up with other cards around it that indicate that. But go with the imagery, and what's the first thing you notice about that card? Now, same cards, different deck. What's the first thing you notice in this one here? When I look at it just without my glasses, I am actually seeing these two people here and their faces, and they seem like they are being very generous and sincerely generous. So there's a sincerity in there when I look at this card, and that's what the imagery is telling me. The third thing is being curious and keeping an open mind about what these cards could mean. So when I'm looking at these cards with curiosity, I could be thinking of all of the different scenarios. So in the case of the Two of Wands with the Anna Kay deck, where this guy here is looking exhausted and forlorn because he just doesn't know which direction to go because, well, the world is his oyster. He could go in any direction. He's got options. This man has options, but the options seem to be exhausting him and overwhelming him. So maybe he's feeling overwhelmed by all of the options that he's got, and so he doesn't know what path to go because he's overwhelmed, and he needs to take some time out to have a little bit of a think and a rest and maybe connect to his intuition to figure out which is the best path for him to go on. Whereas with the same card in the Waite-Smith deck, it's like he is considering his options. He has the world in the palm of his hand and he knows it. This one knows it. He's just allowing himself time to look at the big picture because he's up on top of a castle looking down over the land. So he's in a high position and he's allowing himself time to ponder what the next move is, or waiting for the solution to come to him. And so I feel more confident with this guy and what the meaning of this card is compared to the meaning of this one here. So the pictures can inform you. And if you get curious about them, you can make up stories about them. If you've got more than one card, say you've got 3 to 5 cards, you can make up a story, starting from the first card and moving along all the way to the 5th, as if it's a movie or a book or something that has a story. And it starts here and it goes there and it goes there. It has a climax at some point and then it has an ending. And you can play with your cards that way. It's a wonderful way to learn to read the cards. It's also a wonderful way to play with your feeling and connection to the imagery of the cards, learning to connect to your intuition. And once you've done this a lot with your cards, then you'll find that in general, when you're not using your cards, you're starting to listen to your intuition. You're starting to trust it. You're going to act on your gut feelings. You're going to understand that intuition and that feeling that you have in your heart. And if you're ever confused about what way to go when it comes to your intuition, like the Anna Kay version of the Two of Wands, place your hand on your heart chakra and go through your options. Which one feels better in your heart? Which one draws you forward and draws you up in your posture? Which one draws you back? Which one makes you go in on yourself with your posture? And you'll know the right thing to do. Because the thing that resonates with you, the thing that is best for you, is the one that's going to be moving you forward and up. The thing that's not going to be great for you is going to be the thing that's causing you to retreat physically when you put your hand on your heart. Now, if you do want to learn to read the tarot, I do have a tarot course called The Confident Tarot Reader, and I teach you how to use your intuition to read the cards. You will learn the intuitive spread that I love to use, that you can use. You could use all of the cards of the deck in that spread, or you can just start with 5 and you'll learn how to read the tarot without even knowing what the cards mean on an intellectual basis. Plus, you'll also learn how to read the Celtic Cross in that same way as well. And that spread can be very, very tricky because you've got meanings for each card placement as well as meanings for each card. And there's generally only one card per placement. So it can get very confusing. So I teach you how to read the tarot using your intuition so that you can start to read the tarot cards for yourself or others with confidence. There's a link in the description field below this video, and you'll also find it on my website under my courses tab. So let me know in the comments field, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to your intuition? And do you think that the tarot might be able to help you do that? If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Blessed be.